So we can start. So we are still on question number 3. And then we've just plotted the coordinates for sunshine figures for 2015. So just join this, we can join the coordinates. Or we construct a frequency polygon. So just do this. So we have got something like that. So that's the base, that's how our graph, that's the graph for 2015. It looks like. So what we've just done for 2015, you also do the same for 2016, do the same for 2017. So that's what is expected of you to do. That's the first part. And then the second part, superimpose a second graph showing the 12-month moving average. So they want us to show the graph for 12 months moving average. That's the second question. And let's say the question for the first part before we move to the moving average one.
Madam.
Yes.
Yeah. So it means that all the information has to be on one graph.
But it should have been
for.
Yeah, it's supposed to be on one graph, but now looking at this the way it is, better you just draw them on separate graphs. It's better you draw on separate graph. Okay, so the 12-point moving average, wait, so 12-point moving average in statistics, the moving average is just the calculation used to analyze data points by creating a series of averages for different subsets of the full data set. So in statistics, moving average is simply the calculation used to analyze data points by creating a series of averages of different subsets of the full data set. So we just have to find the average for different subsets. So what is happening here is this. Let's say, for example, you are doing a business, and then you want to be carrying out the average for that business that you intend to do. Let's talk of 1 week. In 1 week, so in 1 week, if in 1 week we happen to have 7 days, just from this. So in 1 week we have 7 days. We have Sunday up to, just say Monday up to Sunday, Monday up to Sunday. So we happen to have 7 days. And now, in this week, you've just told yourself, so you're going to be finding the average for everything that you do in this 1 week. You're going to be finding, you'll be getting the average for, you're just going to be collecting information 3 times in this week. Let's say, for example, you're going to be collecting, you go on, you collect the data for Monday. You again collect the data for Tuesday. You also collect the data for even Friday. So in 1 week, you're just going to be, this is what you're going to be doing. You'll be, in every week, you'll be collecting the data for Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. So now, since you've collected in this week, a complete one, in a complete week, you collect data for 3 times. So now in that week, so the moving average there, because you're collecting it 3 times in that particular week. So the moving average there is going to be called a 3-point moving average. And now to find the moving average, it's just a matter of you add the 3 and then you divide by 3, just the way we find average. So that's what is going to happen. So now when we talk about the 12 months moving average, the same thing that also happens. You mean that you're going to be collecting your information from January, February to December. So you have 12 here, you have 12 times. In January, you collect, February, you collect, March, up to December, you'll be collecting. So now at the end of each year, you find now the average of everything that has happened in that particular year. So now the average of this, it will just be the sum of all these that you've collected, then divide by what? 12. So that's why it's called 12-point moving average, because in that year, you are going to find the average for 12 different data points. So the same procedure that we apply when finding a 3-point moving average, 2-point moving average, is the same procedure that we also apply when finding the moving average for 12-point moving average. The steps and everything is just the same. But now looking at the data that we have been given here, it has a lot of data points. We have about 36 of these. So for me to draw this on the board, it's quite tedious. So what you're just going to do is, instead of me, listen to what I'm saying, instead of me drawing a 12-point moving average, I'm going to draw a 3-point moving average for 3 years, 2015, 2016, and 2017. So I'm only going to consider from January up to March. So with me, I'll just be collecting, for example, the data from January to March and find the average. I move 2016, I also do the same, and 2017, I also do the same. So let's start with one to be given. Sorry. So now I have something like this. So I'm going to wrap it. So I have 2015, 2016, and 2017. So the month here is January, February, and March. I'm not going to continue that side. So now for January, in 2015, the data that was collected for January was 1.2. In February, it was 2.8. And in March, it was 5.0. And now I come to 2016. 2016, we have 1.8, 2.5, and then 4.5. And last we have 1.5, 2.7, and 3.1. So now, this is a 3-point moving average, because in each year, you're just collecting data 3 times, 3 times, 3 times. You're finding the average in each year just after 3 times, after 3 data points, so to say. Yeah, so now this is what you're going to do. I've just gotten part of the information that you've been given on the question. So now that's what you're going to consider. So now the way it is here is in 2015. So 2015, we have January, February, and March. So write the values for these. So the values in January, what was the value? We have 20, 1.2. In February, we have 2.8. And in March, we have 5. So after we've done that, we move to the next part. So I can wrap this so that I just create some space.
Give me blood in the morning.
2015. Okay. So 2015, I'll start with January. So what you do is leave a gap, leave a space in between. It's very, very important. January, February, and March. Then you come to 2016, January, February, and March. 2017, January, February, and March. So we start with the values and we say sunshine values, sunshine values. For January, we have 1.8, 1.2, 2.8, 5.0, and then in 2016, we have 1.8, 2.5. We also have 4.5. And 2017, we have 1.5, 2.7, and then we have 3.1. Moving average. So after you've done this, then the next column will be the column for moving average. So moving average, so you have to state, is it a 2-point moving average, 3 points, 12 points, or what? But looking at this is a 3-point, and you only consider 3 values. So it is a 3-point moving average. So I say 3-point moving average. I'm using MA to denote moving average. And then after that, what you simply do here is you find the average now. Where's my calculator? I didn't calculate this. So you find the average. So now you start this plus this plus this, divide by 2. So you not divide by 2, you divide by the total number of outcome here. So you have 3 of them. So it's 1.2, 1.2 plus 2.8 plus 5 divide by 3. This is equals to 9. So now, again, it's not a situation whereby just write anywhere you feel like writing. You have to write at the center of this. So now what is it? So now we have, when you look at this, we have 1.2, 2.8, and 5. So we write your answer that you've gotten, the 3 that you've gotten, it has to be in the middle of this. So the middle here, you're seeing this is 2.8 on the middle. So here we have 3. That's why we write our 3 for. But let's say, for example, you had 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then where from the, if I tell you are going to find your moving average here, it's not something where you write anywhere. No. You have to add this plus this, 3, 6, 10, divide by 4. So you're going to have 10 over 4, which is equals to 2.5. So now this 2.5, where do you write it? You write this at the center of this. So when you look at this, we have 2 this side and 3 and 4 this side. So the center is simply here, in between here. So that's why I write this to 2.5. So this, when plotting, you're not going to plot 2.5 at 2, neither are you going to plot it at 3, but you're going to plot it in between 2 and 3. So here, it is exactly at 2.8. So you plot it, it will be, you plot this at 2.8. So now we're done with that part. So let's move to the next value. So now, after you found the value, the first value here, the next value, you start reducing the values by 1. So now the next value that you're going to get here, you have to remove 1.2. So you start from here, 2.8 plus this. You are always going to be adding 3 values, and then you'll be dividing by 3. So you start from 2.8 plus 5 plus 1.8. So 2.8 plus 5 plus 1.8. Then you divide your answer by 3, 3.2. So now you ask, where are you going to write it? So you started from here. You got this value, and this. So you write it at the center. So the center here is at 5. So your answer here is 3.2 is just there at 5. Now after we've done, now to find again the next moving average, you remove again that one, the one we started with. No, you start from here. So it is 5 plus 1.8 plus 2.5 divided by 3. So 5 plus 1.8 plus 2.5 divided by 3. This is giving us 3. So now why you started from here? So the midpoint here is here. It will be here at 1.8. So our answer will be here at like that. Then for us to find the next, so now you reduce one number after the other. So from here, we started from this, we got that. Next, to find this, we removed that. We started from, we considered those three. We consider those three to find this. So now to find this, we have to consider 1, 2, 3 to find that. So to find what is going to be here, you have to consider this plus that, and then find your answer. So 1.8 plus 2.5 plus 4.5. Then you divide it by 3. So it is 2.9. So 2.93. So again, you remove. So you start from here, 2.5, 4.5 plus 1.8, 2.5 plus 4.5, 2.5 plus 4.5 plus 1.5, divide by 3, giving us 2.83. Now, this plus that, we divide by 3 to find what's supposed to be there. So 4.5 plus 1.5 plus 2.7, 2.7 divide by 3, 2.9. This is 2.9. And then the last one, this plus this, 1.5 plus 2.7 plus 3.1 divide by 3 is 2.4. So 2.4, that is our last moving average for this state that we have. Because you have to add 3. So from here on, we have remained with 2. So you can't add these 2. No, you end just there. So now after we found our moving average, our 3-point moving average, so the next thing is just to plot. So before we plot, I want to take some questions. If there's someone who has a question, you can ask before we continue. Okay, since no one has a question, so to draw the graph is not difficult. What we're just going to do is this. So remember the graph that we drew before we started this one. So it's the same thing that you're also going to apply in this case. So let me just extend it this side. Yeah. So remember, this side, this is for months. So you put your months here and the years this side. And then this side, that's why you put your moving average, your 3-point moving average, you put them this side. So if I say, let me just move this a bit. 3.2, 3.1, 2.93, 2.83, 2.9, and 2.4. So this is a 3-point moving average. And then here we start with the months. So we had January, February, and March. For which year? 2015. Right. Then here again we come. This side is for 2016. January, February, March. 2016, January, February, March for 2017. So moving average, so we'll start with January. In 2015, what was our moving average for January 2015? And here what we just do here is we just look at the first moving average that we had. It's 3. It's 3 and then it was in February. So February again is 3. So in February here, we start from February and then our moving average here is 3. So it is simply that point. And then we move to the next moving average, 3.2, in which month? In March. So March 3.2. So March we have 3.2 somewhere there, 3.2. You plot that. Then we move to the next moving average here, it is 3.1 in January, which year? 2016. So 2016 January, it's here. And then the value is 3.1. So it will be somewhere here in between. And then we move to this moving average 2.93. In which month? February. So February is here. February 2016. February 2016, we have 2.3. Somewhere there. And then in March, 2.83, somewhere there. July 2017, not July, sorry, it's January 2017, we have 2.8, 2.9, precisely there. And then February, 2.4. February 2.4. And then in March, there's nothing there. So that's why it ends. So that's how we plot the graph for moving average. So it's just a matter of you can just join these coordinates. Just join the coordinates. So that's our 3-point moving average. And that's how you guys are expected to draw the same. Unless there's a question, I think we'll end there for today.
Madam, just please move the camera to the other side of 2017.
To disturb my internet. So guys, you've seen that's what you guys are expected to do on this question. So now, since here we have 12 points moving average, let me just